Welcome in, Cowboys Nation, to another episode, or should I say, welcome back, Cowboys Nation, to another episode of the Sky Into Eye Show. I am your host, Skywalker, still here with my lovely co-host, as always. All right, that's enough because YouTube be trying to get us, man. What's good with you two?
Oh, I'm gonna have to give you my cousin. I
think I got that one, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, so, no, they can't get us with that because she made that from scratch.
That might have been it, but I ain't want to test the waters.
Made that from scratch. Shout out to my talented cousin.
Shouts out to the cuzzo, and shouts out to grandma too, because I don't know if y'all know too. I've been asking grandma for prayers all year, and we might need them some more to finish out this season too.
Right.
I think we need to go on a crazy run if we're gonna get to that thing they call the tournament. You know, I won't use the P word. Tournament.
The tournament.
Tournament. Grandma, we need your prayers.
I'm gonna tell her they got a list. They got a prayer list at church. They read it every week. Your name, if your name on there a lot of times, they pray a little harder. So I'm just gonna tell her to put the Dallas Cowboys.
Grandma, please. We got a list for you today of some Cowboy players who are, I don't want to say returning, because there's some that are returning to the defense, but there are some additions who are no longer, or who weren't here prior to the bye week, that are now, that I think should help. And we knew the Cowboys needed to add some juice going into the bye week at the deadline. And they absolutely did it. They did it. You know, they went out, they signed traded for Logan Wilson from the linebacker from the Bengals. They traded for Quinnen Williams, one of the best defensive tackles in the league, to give this defense some more juice. And they'll also be getting back guys like DeMar Van Overshown, Perrion Winfrey, Savon Ravel. We're going to talk about all of those additions to this defense pertaining to this matchup on Monday. Must-win matchup against a very bad Las Vegas Raiders offense, which, look, if they can't put together a complete game against this offense, yikes. That's all I'm going to say. Yikes.
Defensively, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, defensively, I'm sorry.
Yeah, defensively, I mean, they have a lot going on over there. Especially on the offensive line. It has not panned out for them the way that they thought it was going to. Obviously, they had Colton Miller, their left tackle, one of the better left tackles in football, get injured. He's dealing with an ankle injury, so he's been out. And the gentlemen that are filled in for him there haven't played particularly well. The only constant on their offensive line that has been there from the start is the center, Jordan Meredith. Everyone else has kind of been mixed and matched and things like that. They got DJ Glaze at right tackle. Now, one thing I think I am going to keep an eye out on is what they decide to do at the right guard spot, because Alex Kappa is McFood. I'm not trying to be funny.
Jackson Powers Johnson is the reason why you're seeing him in there, because
that's
because another
Jackson,
guy that's out. So I don't know what else they can really do besides play him. And as we continue to break down this offensive line, it is, for the first time, I think all year, I can say with confidence, because usually I go into some of these games and I'm like, yeah, they got a bad O-line, or yeah, they got a bad this, yeah, they got a bad that, but Cowboys defense, defensive line never really gets sacks or pressures or yada, yada, yada. For the first time, I think all year, I'm actually legitimately saying it with my chest that this Cowboys front, with the addition of Quinnen Williams and the pass rush coming along, and Zarok was finding his footing. Clowney's coming off of his best performance of the year, right? You got Clark. I think Clark and Quinnen are going to be amazing. You got the new 5-man down look from time to time. I think this front should absolutely have its best day, dare I say, against a decimated Raiders offensive line. If not, it's not because you weren't better than them. It's because they played better than you that day.
Yeah. Gave up 6 sacks last week. Obviously that Broncos defensive line is no joke, but
no joke.
Just 6 is a lot. Even 3 would be awesome. We know that Geno is not, number one, he's dealing with a deep quad contusion, so he's not as mobile as he normally is. He's really not as mobile anymore. But yeah, this offensive line is really where it starts. And I'll do you one better. I'm keeping an eye on their left guard as well because Dylan Parham, he was dealing with an ankle, trying to make sure I'll check into it and check some of the injury reports and see where he's at as well. Because there's a possibility that he might not be out there.
Oh
So
my goodness.
even their backups to their backups are injured on that offensive line, and that's really affected this offense's ability to run the ball steadily and to help out this passing offense that's struggling, Sky.
Yeah, in my notes, I have look. I personally think everybody can get the business, but their GCG combination, the guard center guard, is where I think the weakness is, and that is where the Cowboys' strength. I mean, it was already the strength, but it's been made stronger by bringing in Quinnen Williams. I know we've talked about it in our respective platforms over the last weeks since the trade was made, but just to bring it home here against the Raiders. I know it's the first week for Quinnen, but there's no doubt in my mind he's going to go out there and he's going to play majority of the snaps because he's had now 2 bye weeks.
Yeah,
Back to back bye weeks with the Jets. Yeah, one with the Jets, one with the Cowboys. This isn't a guy that's coming off injury. This isn't a guy that's been sitting at home and you got to work him in. You know how the Cowboys signed Clowney. It took a little bit to get him going. I think a week or whatever. No, I think he gets put in right away, and I think you'll see him be very impactful. And I'm really excited to see him next to Clark. I think Clark, started off red hot, kind of tailed off a bit, but I think partnering him, and this is no disrespect to Osa Digizua, but partnering him with a legitimate, true, powerful, elite defensive tackle who's not, a light in the butt guy. Yeah, he's 303, 305 or whatever, but that's standard for an
mhm,
interior defensive lineman in this scheme. And just a terror. Like Quinnen Williams is a terror. He's one of, if
yeah,
not the best, run defensive tackle, and he can get work in the pass rush, especially when you're pairing with White Cotton. That's something that I think is a big deal. And against this Raiders offensive line that I think struggles with this type, Zach Allen, I believe, is the defensive tackle in the Broncos. Zach Allen had a day.
yeah,
The other there's a Myers, Franklin Myers.
mhm.
Now Jackson Powers Johnson won't be playing, but Franklin Myers put him on his ass in that game. And I'm like, look, respects to Allen and Franklin Myers. Quentin Williams, Clark, come on. If this isn't the game for these guys to tee the hell off, I don't know what game it will be.
Yeah, that interior of that Raiders offensive line is getting little to no push, and again, that's why they have struggled to get Ashton Genty going in the run game. It's not particularly creative, and honestly, I said this on, Chip Kelly is under a lot of fire right now. This is the highest paid OC in the game, and people don't feel like they're getting the output that they expected from some of the weapons they had on offense. And then let do you one better, they traded away their best receiver the other week. So it's just weird. And go ahead. What you got?
No, I was just breathing. I ain't good.
Oh, I thought you needed to say something. But but yeah, I mean, like I said, like it starts up front with them. That's why they haven't been able to rush the ball particularly well. They're 29th in the league in rushing yards per game. And their
Yeah.
their passing numbers are also low. And so
Their overall offensive numbers are among the worst I've studied so far. Uh, you're talking about 31st in scoring, 28th in the red zone, 31st in yards per rush, the most interceptions thrown, and they've scored less than 10 points 4 times this year. I mean, that's crazy. And I
yeah.
get it. Don't get it. Like, I know everybody in the comments gonna be saying, yeah, but Sky, this defense is terrible. And this is the get right game for most teams. You're right, it is. But what I'm trying to tell you is this should be a get right game for your defense. If it's not a get right game for your defense, then changes need to be. I'm tired. Look, you've got the dogs now. I get it. It's the first week. But in my opinion, 2I in chat, you could not have asked for a better opponent when you're incorporating these new pieces to the defense. You couldn't, I don't think there's another offense in this league that I would rather go up against introducing these new guys than this Raiders are. And I get it. We're poo-pooing them, and they can go out there and throw for 300 and score 28, 30 points. But we're just telling you what we've seen on film. There's no reason why your defense shouldn't have a better day than it's had all year.
Yeah, and then also too, we talked about. I know we talked about the defensive line. I like that Dallas decided like, hey, we're going to minimize this rotation at the defensive end spot, and Clowney and Izaraku, y'all gonna get the majority of the snaps.
Yep.
Now, I do think you could still use James Houston at times, obviously Fowler and those guys or whatever, but I do think that edge room, that edge group, those two guys are probably your best run defenders at this point, and also I think a lot of it has to do with the run defense rather, but also too Izaraku's taken off as a pass rusher. We know that
Yes.
Clowney is experienced as a pass rusher, and yeah, and then as you get to the second level, getting Overshown back.
Yeah, quickly though, as we transition there,
Oh, I
if
didn't
you
know if
will,
you.
Genty. You want to get back to Ashton Genty,
Mm,
and that'll
mhm.
transition us to the linebackers.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code STEAL. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
So there's a statistic on Next Gen Stats. I want to read this off to you here. This season, Ashton Genty has been stuffed for a loss or no gain on 28.7% of his rushes, the second highest mark among running backs in the league with at least
I saw
50
that.
carries. Okay. Additionally, he's averaged zero point 0.6 yards per contact before contact per carry, the eighth lowest mark among the same group. Now, here's where it gets very interesting. Despite his limited room to work, Genty has forced a missed tackle on the third highest rate this season. Now, the Cowboys are below league average in missed tackle rate, but that was something we've talked about pretty much all year. The amount of missed tackles this team was having, specifically at the second level. Well, this second level should look night and day post bye week with DeMarvion Overshown returning and a Logan Wilson being inserted in this lineup. Now, I get it. Coach said that, hey, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up K9. Well, let me remiss you. Sit his ass on a bench, okay? Logan Wilson is the best. He's the best green dot linebacker you have on this team. With all due respect, K9, go run down on special team, make some hits, fill in when guys need it. I get they want to probably ease Logan in here, man. I'll give him a quarter and let's go. Let's go because you want to get him ramped up for the remainder of this 8 weeks. He just, to me, on film, I get it. Bengals defense terrible, things like that. But what he does individually, seeing things, triggering, being where he needs
Yeah,
to be, leader, sure tackler. I don't foresee a ton of missed tackles from that level remainder of the season with him and DeMarvion Overshown. Now, Genty can make you miss, but overall, they have improved tenfold with those two at the second level.
I agree. And you going up against, with Logan Wilson, you look at some of the coverage ability. I mean, you're
And
going up.
that, yeah,
I'm not sure if I want this all day, but you're going up against a Brock Bowers, who to me is basically
number
really
one
their
receiver.
their number one receiver
Yeah.
at this point. They haven't gotten the output from Dante Thornton Jr. He's dealing with some drops. Tyler Lockett and Gino are connecting a little more as of late, but he's manning that slot and it's still not looking pretty. But with Geno Smith, I mean, I just don't know what he's seeing sometimes, and
Oh,
and
we'll get to
and
Gino.
yeah, I mean, it's I just don't know I don't know what he's seeing sometimes out there on the field. So to your point, I think you can use Logan's coverage ability this week if necessary, and yeah, I think your second level should be more instinctual. I'll say that.
Yeah, in the run game specifically, I think this is a good matchup to get at least the new guys' feet wet, because you're going to go up against some better run games moving forward here in this back half. Detroit Lions are coming. You're going to have to deal with that
Mhm.
situation, and you kind of need to get these guys ready. Demo being back, I'll say this: I've talked about it for all year, but now that it's here, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, Demo's back, and we get to like the Quinnen and the Logans. No, man, having DeMarvion back in this lineup is adding a legitimate playmaker that I really, really hope Eberflus is able to do the linebacker whisperer thing he used to do. right? Because right now he ain't whispering nothing to any of
No,
these guys. All of
or
them
if
have
it is, it's sweet nothing.
sweet nothings to these guys because it's he used to elevate that unit. Not anymore, but maybe
Mhm.
having a dog and Demo uh, on top of, and this is a guy I think was clicking, right? You were at camp, and we've heard the things at camp,
Oh, for
right next
sure.
to Eberflus, quarterback on the field type thing, calling out the plays. He was in tune, so you
High
get that
energy.
high energy, you get that, and you pair it with what we hope can be the whisper aspect of him. You're going to get I think a playmaker back, and maybe
Mhm.
right away. I would not be shocked if Marion Overshown makes a play. What I mean by make a play, interception, force a fumble, sack, splash play in his first week back. He's that type of player.
Yeah, and I think I said this on Girls Talk was I can't explain it about Overshown, and I think you have to like be
That's
meet him
so
and be
funny.
around him to get it. But there's something about him that when you're around him, this is a special kid. Like there's something special about him. And again, like him going through the injuries and all this stuff, it has sucked, and I know it sucked for him. But even in this conversation we've had over this past, very rough week, he's like the adverse of like what you expect for somebody to go through what he's gone through. And I just feel like he's an overcomer. And I feel in like I said it last year. I was telling you when I was on the draft show, I was telling y'all, I was like, I see him working on this field and he going crazy moving. He don't look like he just tore no ACL. I'm telling y'all, he don't look like it. Then he comes out that year on fire before he had the injury. So for me, I know we're supposed to temper ourselves with a player like, with a player coming back from such a serious knee injury.
No, not
The way
this one.
he is,
He
dog,
been ready. He
the
been
way
ready.
he is,
There was on when he was drafted, and that was the year I think I went to camp, and he had tore his ACL in the preseason game, and I happened to run into him. I think he was just waiting for, I think Uber or something,
I think
and
you told me that. Yeah.
I've told this story to the fans many a time. Well, not really many a times, not the full story, but I always will come back and say, "Hey, man, I don't know how to explain this. I don't know what word to put, but there's something about this dude that I just feel like he's gonna figure it out." Having that conversation with them, it wasn't a super long one, but about 5 minutes or so, and we're just talking, and I'm like, "Oh my, I get it. I get why he's leading veterans in the huddle in the first or second preseason game. I get why they're ranting and raving about his aura and energy. I get, and I've only talked to this man for 5 minutes."
Yeah.
And I'm ready to run through a wall, and I'm ready to go be better as a person, and I'm ready to. And then on top of that, you put his skill.
Mm.
So when you got somebody that can elevate you as a person, and then they go out and they do it them damn selves on the field, yeah, that is going to be such a massive addition to anybody's team, anybody's room. And so you're right. It's so funny hearing you say it's just something about, I'm like, yo, I've been saying this since I met him the first time. I said there is something I can't explain. I don't know what else to say besides this guy will figure it out. When he was first drafted, it was, should we be a rusher? Should be a safety? Should be a linebacker? I said, I don't know what they're going to do with him, but he'll figure it out.
Yep.
Oh man, he tore his ACL. What's going to happen when he come? I don't know, man, but he gonna figure it out.
I feel like he gonna figure out. This knee
Did
got
it
tore up
again. He
last
tore his
year, and
ACL. He gonna
I'm
figure
like,
it out.
he gonna figure it out. I just
Just
don't. I can't explain it. And
can't
I'm the
explain
same
it.
way with him. So I'm glad that you decided to take a second to really. We got the other additions, but let's highlight getting one of
Yes.
our guys back that has battled his ass off to get back, and we feel like is gonna be a difference maker for this defense.
And to put a cherry on top of this situation, what I love that they did was, because I here's what I was afraid was going to happen. They weren't going to get a real middle linebacker, and he was going to have to play green dot middle linebacker right away. And not saying
Mhm.
he can't, but that's not where I want him. I think
Mm.
he's best being all will linebacker, free flowing, run, hit, talk shit guy. Getting Logan Wilson allows him, I think, to speed up the process even more, as opposed to getting to a position where now I got to get everybody in position. I got to get the play call in. And then I got to, read and figure things out. Not saying he can't do it, but I think that just adds more to his plate on top of trying to come back. Now it's, what's the call? All right, bet. I know where I got to be. See ball, get ball. It would not shock me if he makes plays Monday
Yeah.
night
Well,
at all.
he's had a lot of time. Like he has to put it.
He's ready to
You
go.
got to put it on the field, but he's had a lot of time to look at film, to do all the study, to shore up his stuff. And so hopefully he can marry the two together and we'll see him, come out and play well. But also too, they got two tight ends that block well as well. I think Michael Meyer is someone that doesn't get mentioned a lot because he's not the flashy Brock Bowers.
Well, they want to got
But
Brock. They drafted him high. Myers was supposed to be Brock.
I know, and I remember the draft that year, we were saying he's such a traditional type tight end,
Notre
and
Dame, yeah,
this
inline
league has
tight end.
turned into he's an inline, like, and we wondered how he was gonna fit with how the league has, evolved at the tight end position, and we're seeing that now. But what I will say is, yeah, these ends are also gonna have to come to play too, because their offensive line might be nah, but these tight
Let
ends
me tell
are
you something right now. I don't
are
care what tight end you are. I
pretty
mean,
good blockers.
outside of maybe George Kittle, Mercedes Lewis, or the big boy in Pittsburgh who goes 6'8", 270, basically a damn tackle. Washington. My defense ends better not be getting blocked by no damn tight end.
I just had to say it.
Well, you said defense ends. Now, when you
Well, I'm
say
saying
linebackers, because we
linebackers
were talking
too.
about linebackers, when you say these defensive ends, but I'll tell you something. I don't care about no Michael Myers or no damn Brock. What's his name?
But Bowers.
Bowers. Okay, I don't care about that when it comes to blocking. If my defensive ends are getting blocked by tight ends, we got a problem.
I just had to say it.
I know. I'm just letting you know, in the world know.
I
If
just
my
had to say it.
defensive ends are getting blocked by Michael Myers and Brock, what's his name? Bowers, we gonna have a problem come Tuesday morning on the film. I'm just saying.
How you keep forgetting his last name, man? You're sick.
I turned it into a bit. Look.
No, that was a good bit.
I want us to forget his last name, but I got a weird feeling we're gonna be saying his name quite a few
I ain't in the
times
mood
on
for him,
Monday night.
man. Question for you: when we're talking about guys coming back, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker. I'm not sure. We haven't got no information because it's been real hush hush.
Well, today we
I
should
do
find
think
something out.
maybe one of them. I think maybe one of them will be back on the
Dono
field.
for
I don't know
sure.
which one.
For sure,
Yeah.
I'm hearing Dono. I don't know. Malik is strange because Steven said Malik he's likely to come back, but he hasn't practiced yet. But there's a late
Wanya
practice
has been
now.
placed on IR with the migraines,
Right.
and I wanted to say Nicole said that these migraines are very serious.
Clearly, when you get put on IR,
yeah, these are very serious, like crippling. He's having a very hard time. So I know some people like his head just hurting. Like, nah, like he is in some real pain.
Unless you've had them or you know somebody that's dealt with them personally. I know my mom dealt with them real bad growing up, so I don't poo-poo these. I get 100% what they can do to you. So no, that's a serious thing, man. And also we got a conversation before the show. I mean, when you play this sport, there's a lot of banging of the head. If you having issues and it's affecting you in that way, you don't play with that. Sit down, figure it out.
No matter what it is. So I wanted to mention, like, as we're talking about additions, you have been talking about Kalen Carson a bit. Is he gonna get more time in this game? What are the
you're talking about the secondary guys coming back. I mean, you get a rookie in Savon Ravel who. So for me, I joked around on Twitter. I say, hey, man, throw him in the fire. Yes, throw him in the fire, but also I get he's probably going to be worked in more.
Oh, he's going to be in a rotation. Yeah.
Than a Overshown should. I think Overshown is just hit the ground running, let's go. Whereas Revel is okay. Maybe it's 15 snaps this week, and next week is 25, and then we'll figure it out. Because he has never played in this league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, on the plus side, if Dallas is able to get pressure on this offensive line, man.
Well, yeah, so for me, it's more individual than it is about the opponent, about pressures and things. It's more of this is a rookie coming off of a severe knee injury. He has not had camp. He has not preseason. He has not OTA. Nothing. The non-human side of me wants to say, get the hell out there and let's go. But the human side says, all right, I get it. This isn't a guy who's probably going to go out there and play 50 snaps week one. Or
he's just baby.
Not just a baby. Like he's a rookie. But got a chance to talk to his pops, ask him some questions about fit and whatnot. He got me fired up. So I am excited for what Revel can show moving forward because it is a future pick. I think, not necessarily a 2025 pick.
Mhm.
You mentioned Carson played 42% of the snaps last week, and I thought he handled himself very well.
Me too.
So I think he, if it was up to me, it'd be Carson, Bland, Reddy, Stewart to start this game, and then you mix in some Savone and other guys whenever they need to, tap their head. I'm tired, but that would be my four that I would go with in this game. I don't
Oh
think they
yeah.
have weapons on the outside that really scare you in that manner.
Gonna turn the ball over to you, or he's not capable right
Hmm.
now of making plays down the field to make you pay in that way.
I watched Geno Smith today, and I put out a tweet. Um,
You're going to jail. I seen the tweet. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
so
They
there's a term I always often use. I'm not the only one, but arm arrogance, right? A lot of quarterbacks have it. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford. It's a real thing. These are quarterbacks who can make throws only 0.001% of humans can make. And so I get it. Justin Herbert's another guy that plays with arm arrogance. And I'm watching Geno Smith, and I'm like, big dog, you can't do that. Like, you don't have that arm arrogance, but he acts like it, and he just wings it. And I'm just watching Gino like, yo, his decision making is been so bad this year, very very bad. Hence, fifth in turnover worthy plays percentage. Leads the league or second in the league intercept. He's second in the league. That's crazy. 12 interceptions. Who the heck got more? Like, that's a lot of interceptions in half of a season. And when you go and you watch the interceptions, he's just not seeing the field well at all. And you would think a veteran quarterback would struggle more against man than they would against, say, a zone where it's more space to operate. Geno Smith has been horrendous
mm,
against zone coverage this year. His ratio, 2 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. And he has 8 picks when he's not even pressured or blitzed. He's just not making good decisions. And when he is pressured, he's a guy that's fumbling the ball. He's just throwing it all over the place. Like, he's just not been good. And if you can, and it's funny because at first I was like, I wonder if this is going to be a game where Flus plays more man because they don't have receivers, similar to the Washington game. But
mhm.
then I said, no, let me just watch Geno quick. I'm like, I don't wouldn't do it. I would just play zone, and I would play a little bit tighter zone, but I would mix it up because he struggled against the Broncos. I think it was against the Chargers, where they're showing a look and they're falling back, and you got guys. The Bears did an excellent job.
The
Dennis
Bears the
Allen,
Bears did a
man,
real
I
good
really wanted Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen, he dropped a guy in that rover, hanging around, still in the middle of the field, and he got a couple interceptions that way. So I say all this to say, I don't think Flus has to switch up a whole lot of what he's comfortable with doing, but I don't think he can also say, okay, we're going to play 10 yards off the ball every damn time, because then it'll just be pitch and catch. Mix it up a little bit, show 5 at the line or 7 at the line, drop 2, make Geno have to kind of sift through stuff because he has made a lot of mistakes trying to read. He has not read the field very well at all this year.
Well, I think that you get I think with some of, like, how you was talking about was obviously Logan is new to the defense, but from what I understand and from the people that I've asked, it doesn't seem like Quinnen or Logan are not digesting the system. It's not like that it is something that is
Okay.
outlandish for them to understand. But to your point, this is why to me to do because I told you in training camp, I don't trust training camp no more, y'all. But in training camp, I talked to a number of the defensive linemen, and they talked to me about some of the 5 down stuff and things. And I think what has happened is Flus hasn't done as much as that because of personnel, because of different things like that. And so I feel like when you get a guy in here like Quinnen
Yeah.
that can take on double teams, I think it opens up for your 3 techs. I would hope that the stunt game and some of the stuff that they want to do is a little bit more effective because you have someone in the middle that honors uh, probably most of the time. And he's an every down guy, which I want to mention.
Mm-hmm.
This is the every down. Not every defensive tackle is an every down defensive tackle. So, especially at the nose. So for me, I agree with you. I hope that they mix and match, not only because the quarterback is ineffective when that happens, but also too because I think you have a few more pieces to get away with doing some of that stuff, even blitzing from the linebacker position and stuff like that, personally.
To your point with Logan, he does a good job in spot dropping. He does a good job reading the quarterback's eyes. If you go look at some of his past coverage snaps, even ones where he's not making the play on the ball or picking it
He's
off or anything like
affecting
that,
where the quarterback is
you
going
have
with
to
the
come
ball
off the read.
because of his leverage.
Yeah,
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 he knows where
absolutely.
to get to. He knows how to read, what's happening behind him or tape study. He's a very smart, heady guy.
Mhm.
So I think, to your point, you should be able to do different things because you got a guy. I'll say this, maybe two in demo where you can say, "All right, I trust you." Oh, for instance, this is a perfect example.
Oh,
Perfect. 4th and 3 game on the line, Carolina. Kenneth Murray, they're showing what was it, 6 or whatever at the line of scrimmage. They're showing, hey, we're pretending we're going to blitz here, right? But guess what? We want you to think that we're blitzing, and I'm going to fire back into the zone. I don't think Logan Wilson or DeMarvion Overshown is hesitating at all. I think they're firing back there, and that's an interception or an incomplete pass.
or a pass
Where
breakup.
Kenneth
Yeah.
Murray, who doesn't have a good trigger, if he's just running straight, fine. But if he has to think, a little trouble. He thinking, and he gets back there late, first down, game over, right?
Mhm.
So that is a perfect example of, okay, maybe I can run that against Geno because I saw Geno throw interception, not necessarily on that play, but on a play where it's like he thinks I have the slant and the safety, the rover, just fires down. Now, he didn't pick it. What the safety did is he tipped it in the air for his linebacker to pick it, but he read it. It should have been an interception to the safety. So I say all that to say that, yeah, I'm with you. You have pieces now that you can do that with.
Mhm.
Don't get soft on me now, Flus. Let it loose. What they
Yeah.
say on a Bobby Boucher movie, treat it like it's the last game of the year, Flus. Can't hold anything back now.
Yeah.
Let it all out, man.
Let's go play. No,
Yeah.
I agree with you, man. I feel like there's some he should be able to, and especially um as the secondary gets a little bit more healthy, guys kind of acclimate and stuff as the year goes on. If they can put together some wins, if they can gain some confidence and stuff like that, then maybe you go if you the tournament thing, maybe you're going in there with some uh, your defense looks a little different. Your defense looks a
Let me
little bit
say
more
this right
versatile.
now.
Your defense looks a little bit more fun, you know?
If you get to the tournament, your defense 100% did a 180.
Yeah.
100%. You're not getting that there if your defense is playing the current way. It's not happening. So
No, it's
quit
not.
asking.
Yeah,
But
no, I agree. But if they you're getting
if you
healthy
get
young
there,
guys
like if
back.
you finish 9 and whatever or 10, you went from, and I said this on my show, like you went from your defense performing as the worst defense in the league, 31-32, to the second half of the year, a top 15 defense, probably top 10. If you're going to 7-1 run, your defense probably went from the 32nd ranked playing like it to a top 10 defense.
Mhm.
You don't have to finish in the top 10. You want them just to play from here on out like a top
Like one.
15 defense, top 10
Yep.
defense.
Like
If
one.
that can happen, you might only finish 21st overall, but that means you went from 31st to 21st. You jumped 10 spots because you
Mm,
finished playing like a top 10 defense.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're not saying that is going to happen. What we're
No.
saying is if you have aspirations to get to the tournament, or if it happens that you get to the tournament, you better bet your bottom dollar it's because your defense started to play like one of the best defenses in the league.
Mhm.
That's what's going to happen. Or
Yeah.
that's what will have had happen, I should say.
Well, absolutely. And I know I mean, like I said, with I wanna say also too, with the ends that you're playing right now. Donovan Izaraku is known for how intelligent he is. Jadeveon Clowney's been doing this a long time. They are also establishing them as your starters to me allows you to get a little bit more versatile and creative in things because you have guys that you know are gonna be where they're supposed to be and can handle, the playbook.
Well,
So
they got to go out there and put it together for 4 quarters. It's totally different defense than it was in Arizona, but what you got from them in the second half was much better. The first half was atrocious. They couldn't get off
mhm,
the field. They couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop the pass. There was a point in time in that Arizona game where Arizona was just like, I'm not even going to run the ball. It just was like, we're going to drop back and throw because you're not getting home. You're not stopping the pass. You're not stopping us on third. And it was just demoralizing. So you hope you get the effort from that defense in the second half on top of now an inflation of an infusion, I should say, of talent. Because we always said, all right, Flus, you clearly can't make, chicken out of chicken shit. So you need to get dogs. Well, you got some now. You got some dudes to play with. Put it
You got a
together
few.
Monday
You got a
night.
few.
And let's start to stack. The Cowboys have not put together back-to-back wins or back-to-back good performances defensively all year. Let's start Monday.
Mm.
Let's start Monday, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, this team is the Raiders struggle in time of possession, 27th in the league. And I mean, on offense, oddly enough, they're about middle of the pack on third down. So I just don't let them get going at all. They haven't been able to do it consistently.
Four games they've scored less than 10 points. This is the worst offense you've played. If you cannot put together some momentum for 4 quarters against this offense, pack it up. Pack it up.
Yeah, we do draft stuff.
Well, y'all, I ain't talking no damn draft. But you're
That's
right.
what's gonna
It
happen.
might be that time. But it is that time for us to head on out. We appreciate y'all for coming through. As we come back into the fold next week, we should have Mina on. I mentioned this on Twitter. I mentioned this to you guys on my morning show. We had Mina scheduled to come back last week, but the tragedy, rest in peace to Marshawn Nealon. Our condolences and prayers and thoughts and everything to his family, his friends, and those men in that locker room. But due to that tragedy, we decided that it wasn't a good time to do the show. So we postponed it to Eagles week. So you'll get Sky and 2i with Mina next week as we preview the Eagles, and I cannot wait.
It's gonna be lit, big lit, especially if you come off a win.
Oh man. All right, man. We're going to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Please do us a huge favor. Hit that like button on the way out. If you're new, you happen to stumble across it, subscribe if you enjoyed what you have seen. We out here. Love y'all. Peace.